Okay, now that we have created elevated urgency and we really had a powerful sales conversation up to this point, now we're just going to summarize and we're going to list back to the person what the conversation specifics have been because they've likely forgot them. Even though they've told you them, they've likely forgot that they've told you them. So bring it all front of mind. Don't assume that just because they've said things that they still are thinking about them. Okay. So list back, and it also indicates that you've been listening very well. All right. So this is looking at your notes, basing your list upon what they've said to you. Just fill in the blanks here. So some of the questions we're going to ask are, so what I'm hearing is, this is what you want. This is what you don't want. This is what will happen if you don't solve this problem. And this is what will happen if you do solve this problem. Is that accurate? Okay, so I'm going to tell you in just a minute what specific questions you can do for each of those. You can ask for each of those, but that's the framework. Okay, so you're summarizing the conversation and then you're asking, is that accurate, so that they feel really understood. They feel like you've really been listening. And once they say yes, especially if you've done a good job here, they might even say, that's exactly right. Then it sets you up to ask for permission, basically to pitch them or to present your offer. So then once you've asked, is that accurate, and they're feeling really understood, they feel like, no, this person really gets me. Then when you ask, would you like to know what it looks like to work together? Then they're going to say yes, of course. Whereas when you skip this, they can feel like they're just going to be pitched. Okay, so it's important to when you're taking notes, these are the things you want to take notes of. Okay. Now let's look at some specifics. What I've heard in our conversation is that you want to lose 40 pounds, but you want to do it in a way that doesn't involve intense exercise or diets. Of course, you're inserting in here whatever they've said. You've also indicated that if you don't develop some of these skill sets, or if you don't solve this problem, that you're going to feel, for example, you're going to continue to feel tired and you're going to continue to feel depressed, or whatever the case is. Or you're going to feel like you're failing. And you're also concerned that you might even need to, you might even need to pay for surgery, or you might even lose a limb, or whatever the case is in there, the real kind of pain point. You'll not be able to play with your grandkids, whatever it is, or you'll run out of time or energy. You've also indicated that you've put a limit on your ability to, and this might be your ability to earn, or your ability to feel happy in your body, or you've put a limit on whatever it is. And you've indicated that you feel from our conversation that you've actually been going about this in the wrong way. Is that correct? Well, make sure you do ask, is that correct? Because, as I said, it gives the person the understanding that you actually do understand. And it sets them up, it sets you up to really ask for permission to present your offer. So this is if and only if it's actually a good fit. If it's not a good fit, don't make an offer. You're not desperate. You're the expert. So this is where you decide, okay? And you might feel like if it's not appropriate to make an offer, if you don't want to work with a person, you might actually just offer them some resources or put them in touch with someone else. Okay. But if it's a good fit, if it feels aligned, if it feels like this is your ideal client or pretty close to it, then you just ask. So what I'd like to know is, are you open to hear what it might look like for us to do some additional work together? And of course, if you've done a good job up here, they're going to say yes.